Welcome back. Say you just woke up and your head feels a little stuffy.
Or maybe your throat's a little bit sore, or perhaps you just sneezed. Is it a cold? Is it the flu? Or is it COVID?
For the record, we all tested negative. That applies to none of us here, but it is the question that does have everybody on edge these days as we're now starting to see the flu season arrive.
We have some shocking news that I'm telling you, if you were wearing socks, it might just blow them off. Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another show. I'm your host, John Muro, with another stimulus update and things that are happening right here in our own backyard. If you're new to this channel, then welcome to the show where we keep you updated on things that are happening right here in this country with stimulus, social securities, and things that affect us on a daily basis. We tell you the truth and nothing but the truth, so you don't have to go nowhere else. Why tell you anything else but the truth? So yet again, we love doing giveaways, which we'll announce at the end of the video, but we got to get into this news that's very shocking. In fact, it made me kind of look twice, and I was like, wait a minute, this is really happening. I was like blown away when I saw this news, and I was like, I had to share it with my family, the True Life Investing family. So guys, let's jump on the screen to show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Dr. T, nice to see you. Help us out here. A lot of people are concerned about this, the way things are looking. What is the latest on the flu situation across the country right now? And what really are your chances of contracting it versus COVID?
And Peter, great to see all of you as well, and hopefully you had a great holiday season so far. But one of the things you have to realize is right now the flu season is just starting to ramp up. Last year it wasn't much. This year we're starting to see some cases, but we're just at the beginning of that flu season, and we know that COVID cases are accelerating dramatically right now. So if you start getting sick, essentially you have to assume it's COVID unless proven otherwise. And by that I mean make sure you isolate yourself, get a test to make sure it's not COVID, and then you can start looking at the flu and cold. As the season goes on, the flu might become more common as well as the cold, but right now, COVID is the name of the game, Peter.
See, I told you, I'm telling you, I know I wasn't going crazy, but let's show you this information right here on the screen. So have you noticed or maybe looked around that several people are getting sick? I've had several people from my job literally leave and haven't been back in a few days, and it's been worrying me, and it's like every day somebody's just leaving not feeling well. So John over here with my Christmas shirt have gotten the Lysol and the hand sanitizer and the Clorox wipes, and I've been wiping and cleaning and spraying and exhaling a lot of Lysol because these germs and viruses are still everywhere. They're still very real, and I'm doing everything I can not to get sick. What do they say? Knock on wood? Where's wood? And I'm telling you guys, this thing is still happening. And so when I came in and saw this information, I was like, wait a minute, this is exactly what's going on. People are getting sick with a mystery illness and testing negative for COVID, RSV, and flu. And here's why. So I definitely wanted to share this information because maybe you know somebody that's sick, or maybe you've looked around and noticed how many people are sick. And sick with what? Well, it's not the flu. I have some family members that have been sick for over a week. Literally over a week. They got tested for COVID, for the flu, for RSV. And you know what? It all came back negative. So what is this mystery illness? Well, guys, that's why this channel will tell you the truth and nothing but the truth to make sure that you're safe and you know exactly what is going on. We do the research so you don't have to. So right here, a lot of people are sick in the US right now with fevers, yes, coughs, definitely, and sore throats. Flu and cold season have arrived early, and it's caught people by surprise. If you have a fever, getting tested for the flu and COVID may help you access antiviral treatments. It's the most wonderful time of the year to be respiratory disease? What? The cold weather, the gathering indoors, all this is good for respiratory viruses and the bad for symptoms. Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky said during a media briefing on Monday, stressing that multiple respiratory illnesses are here early this holiday season, challenging overstretched hospitals across the country. Now, listen, I'm not being paranoid, but I will say this. Respiratory viruses. Well, what was huge about COVID? It was all about breathing. You can't breathe, you can't catch your breath, it attacked your lungs, and yet again, this is exactly what illness is going on. So if it's not COVID, and maybe it's not registering under the flu and COVID, then is it another strand of COVID? Let's keep reading. Flu cases and hospitalizations have soared since Thanksgiving, but some people are complaining that they're testing negative for the flu, RSV, and COVID, while still extremely sick. So they're saying there's got to be some weird virus that made her basically unconscious for a couple of days, calling it one of the strangest illnesses that I've ever had. This is a writer, Cora Harrington. She tweeted, she said, look, I've got some crazy virus. I've been unconscious for a couple of days. It's literally messed me up, and it's the strangest thing that I've ever had. Literally right here on the screen. General practitioner Stephanie DiGiario from the UK said something a little similar, that some kind of not flu, not COVID, not RSV thing was going around her workplace and felt bloody awful. Doctors from at least 3 continents say that many different viruses, not just the flu and COVID, are having a real party this year. People also shouldn't discount the idea that COVID, RSV, and the flu tests taken early on may not necessarily go positive. And here's what to consider if you're feeling feverish right now. The winter illness season is off to an early start. To give you a sense of how many sick people there are in the US, here's what the CDC's weekly influenza-like illness map looks like, which tracks how many people are showing up at doctor's offices with fevers, coughs, or sore throats. So if you look at the green, it's minimal. New Mexico, my home state, then guys, that's very, very high in that area. Now I'm in Tennessee, so we are kind of in the low minimal activity level. Now, if you may see your state on here, let us know kind of where you're at, and you can see the chart level here. This is from November 27th. Now, this is from ending, this is the beginning of this year up till November 26th. Guys, that is night and day. This is the beginning of 2021 ending November 27th, 2021. This is 1 year later. Now, if you don't tell me that there's something going on, then either I must be crazy or I must be blind. But this was last year, right here on the screen. Here is Thanksgiving week 2022. Are you worried? Me, honestly, praying every day for God's hand of protection, and making sure that I'm doing my part to stay sanitized, washing my hands. I've even got to the place that I've been wearing long sleeves and my coat's been kind of cold. I don't open doors with my hands. I literally tuck my hand in, grab the door, and I pull it open. And before I eat, before I do anything, I literally wash my hands, hand sanitizer, I spray Lysol. Not only that, I make sure that I'm never touching my face. Like, there's no interaction here, because if I happen to grab something that I'm not sure of, I don't want it coming on my face. So trying to tell whether you've got the flu or COVID based on your symptoms, well, good luck. Fevers, muscle aches, cough, headaches, those are going to be common. Yet again, you can't really tell the difference right now between the flu and COVID. So this year's spike in respiratory illnesses has arrived earlier than usual. Says it caught people by surprise who haven't got their flu shot or COVID booster, but it's not too late to roll up your sleeves if you haven't. And if you watched my last video, I'm kind of very, very precautious of getting that vaccination. Now, of course, there will be hundreds of people that will say it's all just a rumor, myth, it's all not true, false statements. But there again, that's one of the greatest things about this country. You can do what you want to do. We have the Statue of Liberty that gives everybody their own free will and free right. So if you want it, you can get it. And if you don't want it, you don't have to get it. Yet again, I'm going to tell you, I've never been one who's been super paranoid of things that are happening in our country and the world, because I know who's on the throne. Jesus is. So yes, do I worry for my family, my friends, my loved ones? Of course, like anybody would. But there again, I know things are going to happen, but he's got it all under control. So all I can do is pray that things will be okay. And I pray for you guys that God will bless you tremendously and above beyond measure, that he will open up the windows of heaven for every single one of you. Now, moving on to some great stimulus check news. Find out if your state is sending out a tax rebate or a stimulus check. Taxpayers in numerous states are still receiving special one-time tax refund, which is some very, very exciting news. Many states have decided to give residents a bonus tax refund or a stimulus check this year to help with ongoing inflation, and man, has it helped. Many viewers on this channel have said, hey, I got my check, super excited about it, so I'm happy for you guys. I just wish that every state would send out stimulus checks. South Carolina started issuing printed checks, debit cards, and direct deposits for up to $800 in October and will continue through the end of the month. Now, the income tax rebates approved by state lawmakers as part of this year's $8.4 billion budget, according to the State Department of Revenue. Illinois is still sending out their $50 and $100 to residents, hopefully getting those out very, very soon. And Massachusetts began distributing their rebate check of that $3 billion in surplus. Yet again, continuing on, we know that California has stepped up to the plate. I wish others would. But yet again, they've been really trying to help out their residents. You've got the state of Colorado, who has been sending out checks now until the end of the year. You've got the state of Delaware, Florida. Now, Florida has been primarily targeting the child tax credit, and hopefully soon and very soon, they will start providing stimulus checks for their residents. Georgia falls into the same category with providing checks soon, just hopefully it's this year. Hawaii is sending checks out in the form of paper checks, those that opted out for the direct deposit. Idaho is sending out stimulus checks now to the end of the year. Illinois is the same. Indiana the same. And here's why, and I know I keep going through these, not to hold up too much of your time, but there were many people who were getting a physical check, and it just took several weeks later for those checks to start going out. And again, remember, they can only send out a certain amount of checks every single week. Maine is also sending out checks until the end of the year. Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and Virginia. And those are all of the states that are sending out stimulus checks this year until next year. And again, I hope that your state was on the list. And if it's not, I will keep doing the research to make sure that I'm not missing any states like Texas, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, North Carolina. I promise, Louisiana. I've got all of these states memorized that are not doing anything, and I'm just glad that these are. Just hopefully soon those other states will step up to the plate. So I want to thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the True Life Investing family. And that's why we want to give back. So this Christmas, we're wanting to give 10 lucky subscribers a chance to win a free Christmas gift of $20 and under. And all you have to do is follow these steps by letting us know that you are the true #1 fan, and we will put your name into a drawing and draw those names out. And if you want to win another prize and you love movies like we do, let me know in the comments if you love our movie segment. Follow these steps, letting us know that you love movies, and guess which movie quote this came from.
What are you talking about? You gotta get back on duty. You're not a cop.
Yeah, you're right. I got this down the costume shop. But I can't hurt to pretend.
And yet again, once again, Adam Sandler doing what he does best and making people laugh. What a great part in the great movie. I guess I'm partial because I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan. Now, moving on, I hope that that made your day a little bit brighter, brought a smile to your face. I just want to do my part, guys, because you are amazing. And if that didn't make you laugh, then I know this will.
Okay, people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., Santa's coming to town.
Santa! Oh my God! Santa here? I know him. I know him.
Yep, that's it. It's my favorite movie so far. I've watched it too many times this week since I bought it, and yet again, it gets better every single time. So thank you again for watching. Please be safe. Please stay sanitized. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on all this news. And until next time, I'm John Miro. Peace!